Hello students, today we're going to be reviewing some geometry from 4th grade. It's called Geometry Part 1. You can put the date in the top as well. Some of you will be working on this January 18th, some of you will be working on January 19th, and it is 2022. Can you believe it? So we're going to be putting 3 column notes. The first column will be for our new vocabulary word. The next column will be for the description or definition. And the last column will be an example or a model. I will give you all a few minutes. You can push pause while you get your 3 column notes set up. Now, the first part I will be going over with you are the first building blocks of shapes. All the shapes we know start with something in space called a point. So I drew it there too, but here's the point. And in geometry, a point is looking like a decimal, looking like a period, but in geometry, it's an exact position or location on a plane. And some of you might think, well, a plane like an airplane? No, a plane just means a flat surface in space. And again, here's my point. And I'm going to give my point a name. We just give it a letter name. So I'm going to give it the first letter of my name, which is M. And you go ahead and give it the first letter of your name. Now we're going to move on to our next vocabulary word. So I'm going to draw a little line to separate it. And you're probably thinking, well, the next part would be maybe 2 points, right? And you're absolutely correct. So I'm going to start over here, and I'm going to draw those 2 points. And when those 2 points are connected, 2 endpoints, we would call them, that's a line segment. And I'm going to actually just put my first letter and my last letter. And that's called a line segment, which it's actually part of a line. It's like if I cut the line here and cut the line there and called it line segment ML. Okay, so it's part of the line with 2 endpoints. You might remember that there's also a special way we call this. We use some sort of math, I guess you could call them shortened ways to read this. I wouldn't write it line segment ML. I would do this. And that is like a code or a key to show that this is line segment ML. And I'm going to be showing you a few other ones. Moving on. The next one is a line. So now I'm going to start again in the example part. If I had my 2 endpoints, but my line kept going and didn't stop in both directions, that would be a line. And my symbol would be the same with ML, but this time has to have the 2 little arrows. Those arrows in geometry are a symbol that show it's going to go on forever in both directions. And that's the definition of a line. A line is a straight one-dimensional figure that extends in both directions forever. Straight one-dimensional. That means it only has one dimension. Forever. Going on to our next geometry vocabulary word is array. So imagine now that I took my point and instead of it going in both directions, it's only going to go in one. And I used to tell you all last year, I don't know if you remember, that it was like a sun ray, like a ray of sunshine. Just that's the sun and it's going out. So I'm going to still call this M using my first name. And the symbol again is ray ML. And now again, it'll just have one arrow on my symbol. Okay, so that's array. Array is part of the line. So it's part of a line with a fixed starting point. But no end. Okay. The last word we're going to go over today is an angle. And I know we've gone over these last year. The angles, we have 3 different types of angles. So we're going to be going over those next time. So this is my angle. My angle has 2 rays, which are coming out of one common endpoint. And I can just call that, here's the M, here's the L, and let's do that one for my middle name. Okay, so this would be, and I actually would go MBL, but it's okay, it's LBMB. And the angle just looks like this. So that would be calling it angle LMB. That's what you would say when you see that. Okay, so this is 2 rays meeting at a common end point. Okay, so for those of you who are in English, you may stop the video when you're ready. Those of you who are learning English and need some help with Spanish, you can continue listening, and I'm going to add some Spanish vocabulary there for you to help you. So the first one that I want to go over is that point. So en español, point es un punto. Es en un punto en espacio, en un lugar, en el espacio exacto, en un lugar exacto. So se llama esto punto M. ¿Ok? Esa es una parte de una línea. Una parte de una línea es un parte de la línea que tiene 2 puntos. ¿Ok? Y segmenta. Eso es diferente que el segmenta, porque este va en 2 direcciones por siempre y se llama línea. Si tiene un punto y va solamente en una dirección, casi como el sol, es parte de la línea, pero un lado no tiene final, se llama un rayo. Y al final Dos rayos que tienen un punto se llama un ángulo. Thank you for listening.